Hey, what's up guys, it's Theo from Final Concept. So today we are going to use Scribble effects to create a birthday design in Adobe Photoshop. Let's just get started. Welcome to Final Concept. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up our application. And I'm going to create a new document, so I'll click on Create New. The width and size I'm going for is 2000 by 2000, so 2000 for the width, 2000 for the height, and the resolution is 300, and I'll just click on Create. Now this is the image I'm going to be using, so I'll just right click and go to Open with Photoshop. Now this isn't among the best portraits I have in my gallery, but let's just work with that. So what I'm going to do is just hit Ctrl J to create a duplicate. Then I'll be applying the camera raw filter for a second. So I'll just go to filter, click on camera raw filter, and try to make this look as dramatic as possible. So the first thing I'm going to increase is the clarity. So about, well, you just increase it so you are comfortable. I think about 20 should be okay. And I'm also going to increase the texture just about 10. The blacks are going to come down. You know what, let's just leave the blacks alone and rather reduce the shadows, so about -20, and I'll also bring down the highlight to about -50. Now let's increase the white to compensate for bringing down the highlight, so about 20 should also be okay. And depending on whatever image you are using, you may or may not have to increase the exposure. I think something like this is okay. Let's just work with this. Let me just turn down. Okay, I think this is okay, so I'll just click on OK. So if I turn off the eyeball using this icon right here, you can see this is the before and the after. This is the difference we have in them. So I'm just going to create a selection around this. I just want the subject and not the background. So for that I'll just be using the magic wand. No, I'll be using the quick selection tool. So that's the fourth icon on your left here for the tools. Just right click and select quick selection tool in case magic wand was selected. Then I'll just click and drag over my subject like so to create a selection. Now over at these areas, I don't want that selection to be highlighted, so I'll show you how to take it out in a couple of seconds. When I have the selection, I'll just right click and go to layer via copy. So what this does is it just takes the image out of all those areas. So I'll zoom in just a little bit. Then I'll be using the pen tool to take out these areas I don't need. So press P on your keyboard or just select the pen tool from here. So what I'll do is make sure that it is set to path up here. Then just click and drag around these areas. You don't also have to use this. You can still use the quick selection tool, but with that you have to make it very small so that you can create the selection around that area you need. But I think the best tool to use is the pen tool. That's why I wanted to show you in a couple of seconds. But you know what, let's just use the quick selection tool to take out this area. So once I have my selection, all I'll do is, you notice this area was entering into the arm, so I just hold down the Alt key and I'll just bring it back. Now once I have that, just hit delete on your keyboard. Delete is just going to delete that area up. So if we're using the pen tool, what I can do is press P on the keyboard one more time. You just create a selection around the area like so. You can also just click and drag. Once you have that, just right click and go to make selection and click on OK. The radius I'll leave it to about 2 pixels and just click on OK. Once you have that, you can now delete. So you'll be doing the exact same thing for this area also. So click and drag to create a curve. Right click, go to make selection, click on OK, hit delete. So I'll just be doing the exact same thing. For this area, I think I can just use the quick selection tool, so I can create a selection like this. It should pick it up for me and hit delete on the keyboard. Delete. Alright, so I've been able to isolate everything. I'll just click and drag over to the workspace. Without releasing the mouse, I'll just bring it over here and release the mouse and it should fit in there. It's a bit too huge, so I'll just reduce the size. I think about this big should be just fine. Now I also want to add in the background I already created a background for this. So I have this texture background. You can use whatever background you want, but this is the one I feel comfortable with. So I'll just drop it in here, make sure it fills up the space, or better still, I can even use I can even use this one. So click, come into Photoshop and just drop it in here. And I think I like the much darker one, so that's what I'll be going for. So let's delete the older one. Alright, so I think this is okay. Okay, so let's just double click and call this image. Then what we are going to do is I'll click on this icon right here. The second icon from the right allows us to create a new layer, and I'll just call this layer crown. You go over here, make sure that your foreground color is set to white. If it is flipped the other way, just click on this or use X on the keyboard, and I'll grab the brush tool. Brush is the shortcut is B. Then if I right click, I'll be able to change the size of the brush. So if I brush right now, this is what I have. So I can right click and change the size to about 20 pixel. Brush one more time. Okay, so this is looking quite cool, and I'm going to be using the soft round brush. So in case you're also interested, you can also use that, or the soft round pressure size. This is very good if you are using a pen tablet, which I am going to be continuing from now onwards. So it makes it a lot smoother. You press harder, it changes. If anyone is interested in knowing the kind of tablet I'm using, I already made a review on the other channel, so I'll leave it linked in the description below and up in the card. So right click and I'll be using that one. But if you don't have that, you can just use your mouse, just that it's going to be a lot longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be creating a crown, so something like this. I'm not very good with drawing, so bear with me here. Just something like so. You know what, to make it all even, I'll just be using the soft round so that at least we can all follow along. Alright, so I'll just draw a crown like this from here to here, then up, and something like this. Here should go up a little bit. Yeah, I think this is okay. Then I'll be creating some 3 circles, so one here, another here, and another here. So if I grab the zoom tool and fit this to screen, this is what we are having. You can turn it off and on at any point in time, and if it is not good enough, you can just use the move tool to resize it. So click on any of the edges and make it smaller, make it bigger. You can even change the position and all of that, the rotation and all of that. So I just click on OK, and now instead of drawing on this layer, I'm going to create another layer and just call it whatever I want. I can call it lines, so double click, call it lines. You know what, let's call it balloons instead. So from here, I'm just going to be drawing some balloons. So again, grab the brush tool, just create some just create some circles, but I'm going to be making my brush size a bit smaller, so about 5 pixel, and I'm just going to be drawing. Let me make it smaller so that it looks a bit precise. Sorry, I'm not very good with using this, so pardon me for that. Alright, I think something like this is okay. Then I'll be doing something like this should also be fine, and I'll just create a long one like that. For the long one, I'll actually increase the size to about 10 pixels, and I'll just draw a long one like this. I think this is looking okay. So what I can do from here is that I can duplicate this balloon by using Ctrl J, and I can just use the move tool to separate it like so. I can make one bigger, I can make one smaller. I can even right click and go to flip horizontal to just flip it up. Then I'll just be doing that again, so Ctrl J, I'll create another duplicate. I'll make this one a bit smaller than before and just place it somewhere. So yeah, let's make it a bit bigger. I think about this big should be okay. So what I'll do is I can select all these 3 and Ctrl J to create another duplicate, and I can bring it on the right hand side. So I think somewhere around here should be fine. Right click, make sure you click on any of the edges, or use Ctrl T to bring up the transform options. You know if the transform options are active if you see these 3 icons or these 2 icons right here. So this is without the transform options. Once I click on the edge, it changes to that. So yeah, I can right click and flip this horizontally, and I can just basically play around the sizes of any of these 3 just to make them look a bit different from what the others are. So highlight everything, just select the first one, hold down the shift key and select the last one. This is going to create a highlight for you. Control G to group them up, or just click and drop it on the 3rd icon on the right hand side. Then I can call this values. So I'll create another layer. Let's call these circles. With this, what I'm going to do is basically just draw circles on top. Any circle at all. So I'll create something like this. This one is going to be smaller, a bit bigger, smaller again, just randomly placing them at any area. Let's put some here. Let's put another one. No, it's too close to this, so let's put another one, probably somewhere here and somewhere here. I think this is looking cool. I'm going to be using the eraser tool or E on your keyboard, and I'm going to be taking this one away, or better still, let me clean that one instead. So basically this is something so simple that you can create. I'm going to leave it as this, but obviously I'll be adding in a few things because I want to make this design stand out, but I can't make this tutorial too long for you guys, so I'm just going to be leaving it here for now. So basically that is it. Thank you guys for watching. So I spent a little bit of time after the tutorial and I was able to get this. So I'm pretty sure if you spend some time on it, you'll be making something awesome than what I even created. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo for Concepts, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.